What's good, Mzansi? Welcome to Social Bridges Podcast, and I'm your host with the most, Nkosazana Peshwa. But you can call me Zana, the coolest kid in Mslaveni, and I'm not alone, I'm with my brother Sims.
What's up, Mzansi? I'm your boy, Ospio, Osims, Mtugu, your Zulu boy. So, Zana, what bridge are we crossing today?
Today we're crossing a very important bridge, social justice movements and youth activism. So that's the bridge we're crossing today. But before we go there, because it's very deep, can you tell me what's in your cooler?
What's in my cooler? Since we are speaking about such a deep topic, I hope my cooler is deep. My producer, is it deep? Let me go get it. Okay, I got it. In my cooler, there's a phone, but the focus is not on my phone. Yeah? The focus is what's on my phone. Okay. It's a poster of Sarafina. You know, Sarafina being one of the greatest South African movies that speaks about justice and activism. You know, and how young people fought for us South Africans to a better education. You know, I believe we should be doing Vaskender now and not mathematics. You know, if they didn't have to fight for that, you know. So what's in your cooler?
Well, what's in my cooler, it's, let me check. It's a tape.
It's a tape.
It's a solar tape, this one. Have you seen in protest how, like, police will just tape the area?
Yes.
You can see if maybe the march is registered, they tell you, see, you can just march from here until here, this area, you don't have to. But besides, the most important one, have you seen in most GBV protests how you see women just having a black solar tape there? Or is it a masking tape? But something black.
It's a duct tape or something.
Yeah, that one. So there's issues that we're not going to be silent, and you have to speak up. You have to speak up. Take it off and just speak up. So that's what activism is about.
Actually, when you pulled out the tape, I thought you were going to close my mouth. So I should shut up today.
No. No, like, speaking up helps. It's your right to express yourself. You get it? It's your right to express yourself. It's your right to protest. No one should silence you anyway. But you know, we keyboard warriors. I've never been in a protest in my whole life.
You've never?
I've never. Ever.
I've been in a couple of protests. See, I'm a product of Valley University of Technology. So you can imagine. You can imagine. I was part of the Fees Must Fall movement. I was there. We went to Joburg. It was nice until rubber bullets started flying. But it was nice, you know, when they said, we'd all sit down. And then there's this certain time where KFC was just flying, you know. I don't know who bought the KFC.
And gave it to you guys?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't remember, we were there the whole day.
Oh.
And then we started seeing I'm doing one piece coming. Just grab a piece.
Manna from heaven, like
Lord. It was a nice protest. It wasn't like the protests back there in 19 Banban. They would just shoot them. You know? We ate KFC. But it was nice. Fees Must Fall protest. It was impactful because the fees were going up crazy that time.
Yeah.
And we couldn't afford them at all. I remember my president back at Valley University of Technology, we waited for the dean to come in and address us about the fees must fall. And the guy chose to come 2 hours late. You know? And you could see the anger in the students. He walked in, he says, okay, let's do this and get it over and done.
The arrogance.
You know? And then he said, and then the president stood up in the middle. He was, I don't want to mention his name, but he stood up there. He used to stand in the middle of us. He didn't like privacy, or he was one with people. Yeah, he stood there and says, we have 5 things to discuss, and you are going to sit there and wait and listen to us. And then the guy said, I don't have time for this. And then he stood up. And then, hey, it's the activism. I'm getting angry. And then our president said, I'm warning you. You are going to take 2 steps. And I'm going to say one word to these people. By the time you get to the door, you'll be dead. Yep. That's how deep it was. It was crazy. He shrank and he sat down. Let's go back. You must be part of those things. And then he sat down. He sat and listened to us. He listened to us. He listened. It was good.
Did he just listen or did something about it?
He did something about it, actually, because it was before Fees Must Fall. Let me actually rephrase that. It was before Fees Must Fall, yeah. It was before the big movement where all the universities started joining. We protested before that at VUT that we cannot have a registration in 3,000 in that year. 3,000 was a lot that year.
That was like 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, you old.
See, we are exposing you. So we had a protest on that. You know what happened? He asked then, if you are saying, it was stupid of him too. He said, if you are saying you don't want to pay 3,000 for registration, how much do you want to pay? And then our president said, Mtabseng, how much do you have? Mtabseng said 30 rand, and then he said we're going to pay 30 rand for registration. And that's what happened. Actually, everyone paid the amount they had for registration. Just for that year, the university made a loss. A big loss. Yeah.
Because when you talk about 3,000 registration, that's the amount I paid last year. And this was like 2023.
Yeah, exactly.
You get it? Then 2014, that was about.
Imagine. You guys should be paying, you in university there, you should be paying what now? 15K for registration.
Imagine the fees.
I'm part of the struggle.
You guys fought for a good cause, though.
Yeah, we fought for a good cause.
We fought for a good cause. But before, we could take it back. Could see this social justice thing. People are not even aware. You see, they're fighting for their rights. You guys you thought like we just don't want to pay registration. You didn't understand the impact you guys had. So that could also go back to the 1976 movement. I don't think they were aware what they were doing.
I don't think they were.
How important is social justice? How important is for people to say, no, we're not going to be bullied. We're not going to stand for this. We're going to fight for this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this.
It's vitally important, man. Look now. There's, like I mentioned when we started, we could be doing breast cancer, but we are doing meds. It's funny to Ama 2000.
It's very funny.
But they don't understand how important it was for those people to fight for us, for freedom, you know. And freedom is a big word, I know, but these activism and these marches and all these things are important for our freedom, honestly, because I think our freedom has been fought for a very long time ago, but yet we are still there marching justice for Ukwekwe, you know.
It's very crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy what's happening in this world. And yet, with the same very issue that I just touched on, there was still no justice. Nothing was said. Nothing was done. You know?
No one was arrested.
No one was arrested. And bear in mind, the whole country stood up for this person. But nothing was done. You know? It's sad. It's sad how other marches and activisms can make a difference. Others
cannot. But you know what comes into my mind now when we're talking about this? I'm thinking about a lot of things. But what's more important is how people be like, nah, man, I don't wanna get into politics. I'm not involved. But they don't understand what's in. Just last month, we celebrated 31 years in freedom. But now, currently, we're still facing the same issues. That the same people, okay, it's not that bad, we're not oppressed now, but we're now in the state, what we call, colonialism. It's not bad as apartheid, but it's like the smartest apartheid one. For things like justice for Kwekwe, it's still a race thing, but if maybe the alleged person was a black person,
Hmm.
was the same going to be the same? Or if Toto was a white kid,
Yes.
was the story and the results going to be the same?
Or
Get
if
it?
Kwekwe was a daughter of a member of parliament.
You get it? It's always political, some way or the other. It's always political because if you think about it, not so long ago, EFF was marching for is it Klinfontein? There's a place where it's just white people only.
Oh,
In a democratic
yes.
South
It's
Africa.
a country. It's not a place. It's a country. It's a country within South Africa.
That's
They have their
white
own
people
flag.
only.
Yes. Own money. Own electricity. They have their own things. Yes, I know that place.
Then you guys gonna be like, you don't wanna be involved in politics. Nah, apartheid has passed. Like, we still not even now free. You get it? These things like how important socialism is.
Yes.
You get it?
Yes.
There's a lot that plays around with it. Even now, recently, I think it's Eastern Cape. There are students still protesting. One student is killed. Do you guys know about that? You guys fought for FISMA in 2014, but
Yes.
there are even people who can't get free higher education.
True.
Someone has to die to get education. You get how bad that is. You understand? Then people like, I thought I but you home, you don't know how good this is affecting you, that you home because of there's not even enough universities. You understand? When last was the university built? You get it? It's always a stampede. You don't have a space. What about your education? What about your future? You get it? So the youth activism is very important. And to most of the things, I'm not taking away the glory and the shine. Go see, people went to exile, people fought for our freedom and whatnot. But I'm saying, go see, when young people fought, their voices are heard. Same thing as the 1976 thing. Is the young people fought. They're like, we're sick and tired of this. FISMA's falls, the young people fought. Even Kwekwe, it was young people fighting like, we're gonna march. And it was most people from universities. Understand? It was just the youth. Understand? So youth, we have to take the stand. We have to be there, man. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired about this. You get it? So it's very important. It's very important to fight.
Yeah, and another thing, man, that bothers me about AMA 2000, man, which guys.
I'm in 2000, like, I'm in 2000.
It bothers me, man. Your generation is bothering me.
Yeah, you can confront me,
it's fine. How, you see, we're talking about how important it is for these activism movements. Like you say in 1976, the Soweto uprising.
Yes.
We fought. Imagine if that happened. We call it the 2025 Soweto uprising. And then after the march, what was going to happen? What do you think was going to happen after the march? Because there'd be posters of march after party.
Oh.
The biggest problem.
Don't you think even the pre-party was going to be there?
Exactly, the biggest problem. Because now we're going to a march, a very important march.
Yeah.
But we are gathered there so that we can all go to a certain place after that.
Yeah.
We are not taking it serious anymore. We are not taking it serious anymore on how these people. We can easily say, you spoke about how we celebrated Freedom Day.
Yeah.
But how was it celebrated?
Wow.
How was it celebrated?
Yeah.
Did we go back and remember what happened that day? Or did we say, ke holiday? And we woke up and say, ke special, kai. Who's going to buy the meat? Is the work that was done still do I say still relevant to this generation? Are they still celebrating it the very same way they're supposed to celebrate it, or is it just it's just a holiday?
No.
It's just a holiday. What happened on the door? It's that time when they were doing there, and is it Hector Peterson that was shot?
Yeah, it's Hector.
And Hector was shot. Yeah. Okay. And then there's a picture, a rephrased picture of Hector. You know it?
Yes.
And Hector was held by, I forgot his name. Hey guys, I'm such a historical person. That guy who was holding him.
Yes.
And then there was this lady that was crying next to him.
Yeah.
To him.
Yeah, I think this the sister.
Yes. So I don't know if you've seen this picture on social media where there's this guy. Oh Lord. They are holding this other guy and he has a beer in his hand.
I think I've seen
and
that.
And then the lady running behind them has beers now. And then they say they are recreating. That's why I'm saying that I have a problem. My 2000 hasn't quite after this episode, but I have a serious problem with that. We're taking this thing for advantage.
I don't think it's more of my 2000 thing. I think it's more of a focus thing because it's just an interesting with you. Some people are more on the nice life, desire. We don't want to be involved in politics. This thing is very deep. We just want vibes. So I think it's more people who just want vibes more than just want information. Because even if you can go around and ask people about their own history in their country, they won't even tell you.
They won't answer. They don't even know the president of South Africa.
And it's not the thing with they don't know. They're not even interested. They're going to tell you into a khali or not tabalion. They're just going to tell you like that, into a khali. But they don't even understand, this is why today we have this.
Yes.
This is why today things are like this. Understand?
Yes.
People, they rather tell you about other things that are not even impactful. Understand? It's a focus thing. People focus are more on things that don't really matter than important issues that we should understand. That's why people are more concerned about what generation are we going to become. Understand? What generation are we going to become? Because there's nothing that it's serious, man. Like, there's nothing that is serious. And now you check how, like, for instance, the struggle back then are not the struggle we have now. Now we have high rate of rape. We have high rate of GBV, you understand? Those are like the core issues we have, you understand? In terms of I almost said something. In terms of like social activism, you understand? But even the whole thing of the core of GBV and how it's treated and how we're going on about it, you understand? I once had this other lady was like, I think we were in the bathroom, or I don't remember what I was talking about. The boyfriend was like, Yana likes like a guy that beats her up. And I was so worried for the whole day.
And yet those very same people.
How?
Yeah.
Why would you do that yourself?
Those very same people are the ones who are posting in 2018, am I next, hashtag am I next. But they love.
Then you see people who have the means and power of influence like us, then you will just be saying things they're not even aware. Like, that woman deserves to die because of this. There are people on podcasts saying things like that. There are people on podcasts who say, and recently there was like that podcaster, and what he said, and what he has been saying about women, and that culture and what people watching, and even the follower was like, there's nothing wrong, Vele. Mama, it's a what she deserved that. I'm like, hey, whoa. Like, the whole day was because it's this how people mindset have been built.
It's the kind of world that we're
living in. Like, there's no respect. Like, if that guy can say that he's a husband, he's a father, what more to someone who's married to? How does he address her? Understand? Like, do you get it? What quality of family structures we're gonna have? Even quality of a man we're gonna have. Understand? Because now, like, even the violence is the violence is on another level. Like, on another level.
I'm laughing because I once heard someone say, how hard a holo sharp? Like you mentioned, they said, How hard are you? How sharp? How hard?
Hey, bro.
But how?
And
Actually,
it's
how?
becoming normal. Like it's becoming normal.
Yeah,
Then
it's becoming normal.
we ask ourselves, hi man, why is women being killed like this? I was like, even how you open the news, you hear like, okay, ex-boyfriend killed. Okay, I'm thinking like, yeah, these girls are like that. She was eating her money. Like, you owe that person's life. You have to, just because you bought that person whatever luxury bag, then you have to kill her if agasakfuni.
Same thing happened here in Sebokeng. There's a place here in Mushweshwe Road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people were shot there.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know, allegedly.
Yes.
People say that guy, like example, being Tingel. You know, we are sitting there chilling and I'm buying for you.
Okay.
And it's not the first time you are doing this to me. That's why he had to go get his guns. Guns, not gun. Guns, yes.
For a woman?
Yes.
Wow.
He wanted to kill him.
Wow, guys.
So he was buying for him, and it's not the first time he's buying for him. And she then leaves him. Okay, but like she leaves with someone else.
No.
So she did that again on the very same day. I'm not saying what he did was right, getting the guns, but let me leave it there. Anyway, I'm telling you a story.
Yeah.
So this guy now buys, and then this girl sees that both levels, and then leaves, goes to another guy. Then this guy decides, okay, so this is what you do. You did the first time, the second time, and now you're doing it the third time. I'm gonna show you. And then he left, came back with the guns. So when he walked in with the guns, if you were in front of him, you're shy because he wanted that person over there. So the violence was led because he felt that he was against
entitled.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he feels
like
entitled. Another thing, yes.
Alcohol,
now
so
you must leave with me. That's another thing. And that what you actually saying is very important. It's very vital that if now I'm buying for you, now I'm entitled to you, which is wrong.
And this is so crazy because we had a chat at work and we were talking about the same thing. Then we talk about like consent. People don't understand what consent is. Like people don't understand what consent is because we even talk about like in a very like romantic setup. You're a boyfriend and girlfriend. How does consent work? Now, because you guys are dating, then you guys are mandated to have sexual activities when this one feels like it. No, this one doesn't feel like it. You guys, and like I'm like, guys, do you understand? Even if you're dating someone, that's their body.
Exactly.
If the person doesn't feel like it, doesn't feel like it. That's because that person is your girlfriend, is your boyfriend. It doesn't mean what now you're entitled to your body because when you feel the certain way.
And entitlement can take you a long way because now I'm gonna start forcing myself on you.
Because you're my girlfriend or you're my wife.
Yeah, but you are my girlfriend. I'll give you 5,000 entitlement.
It's so crazy. Like it's very crazy now. But in money, you can own a woman. I just bought you whatever amount of savannas, then you must sleep with me.
I think money is the root of GBV.
Because it's always the cases of there was luxury bags, there was Iwala, there was girlfriend allowance. Now no man, I can't break up with you because you spend 10,000 on me or you bought me an iPhone, then my life is equivalent to the phone. Now I have to die. Because I don't want you, but you bought me a phone of whatever amount.
This is sad.
This is sad.
We are living in a very sad generation, honestly.
But also, my chat is how women, I think from a very young age, if you are a girl, you can relate to this. You're told how to behave, how to dress, how to talk. Don't do this, don't stand there, don't do that, don't play with boys, don't do it. I meant those things. Because I'm the last born and I grew up with two brothers, I understand. So I was the one like, no, don't do that. They can do that. They are boys. When I don't do it, don't wear this. Don't do this. Don't this. I was always been trained on how to behave because I'm a girl, and but then they can do whatever because they're boys.
But no, I don't think it's us doing whatever. I think for an individual who grew up with a father figure in the house, most of us gents, most of us, I think like 80 or 60% of us gents, we were raised by single parents. You know, because our fathers ran away. You know? So there's no one to teach you that a boy should do this, a boy should do that. I'm not saying it's what they are doing is right because they were not taught. But I think you learn as you go. Me for one, I'm gonna make an example for me. I was raised by my mother, but I've never laid a hand on a woman. You know, it is very foolish to be raised by a queen and not treat a woman like a queen.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't get a guy who was raised by a mother or a grandmother. They say we are cool or shy on fast, or beating up women in the street, or feel entitled to them because they bought them six. You know, maybe for the gents who had a father in the house, a father would tell them that this is how you treat a woman. But for me, let me say for us who are raised by women, we are not taught, but we see. We learn as you grow. This is my mother, and this is how I'm supposed to be treating my mother. I'm supposed to be protective of my mother. I'm supposed to take care of my mother. And you take that very same treatment that you give to your mother and take it to the woman that you are with, that you gotta be protective to her. You got to take care of her, but not think that they are entitled to you.
You know, I'm thinking what you're saying is it's very valid. Yeah. I was seeing this other guy. So this guy was complaining. He was like, "You too spoiled." Was complaining about me. I was like, "No, I don't think this is gonna work because you're too spoiled. You're too demanding. Yeah, you date this girl too much." I was like, I'm a princess. Like, not just. It's figuratively and it's literally. It's not just my name. That's how my dad treats me. That's how my brothers treat me. Because obviously I'm an only girl and I'm a last one. So you can imagine how spoiled I am. So if you're not going to meet those standards, you're going to think, I'm demanding because I'm used to this. I'm used to being an egg. Whenever if you feel like you're going to put the egg, then the egg is going to be broken and there's not going to be accountability. It's not going to work. So it's how also you've been taught, and when it comes to a romantic relationship, you're expecting that. How you treat your mother is how you're going to treat your girlfriend.
Yes.
So how I'm treated by my brothers and how I'm treated by my dad. So I'm not going to expect someone to talk to me somehow. Even my dad has never even laid a hand on me or even shouted at me or said anything. Then you're going to do that. I'm like, because when I get this girl, you get it?
Yeah.
It's not going to work. So the ground issue is family structure. It's important how people are being raised up. Because now I grew up with both parents, you grew up with a single mother. So there's going to be a challenge in there. But okay, Sims is going to be liking in this. I know this. I'm used to this.
Yeah, especially for girls who grew up without their fathers.
Yeah,
you know?
Most people are complaining.
Yes, they don't know the father's love. And they seem to think the boyfriend's
is
love
their father.
replace the father's love, which is not actually. Yeah.
And they say girls like me, they're too demanding. Because
which is true. I mean, I believe for one that my daughter, I'm gonna buy my daughter flowers every month. I'm gonna take out my daughter. I want her to get used to the fact that a woman has been taken out, a woman has been bought flowers, a woman has been bought chocolates, you know, a woman has been spoiled. So that when this guy comes, Nemaliaki, buying flowers, she will know that this is nothing. My father does that for me.
And now that's when the trick is, because you cannot impress her with materialistic.
Thank you.
They're gonna want more of connection, genuinity, understanding, respect from you to connect on a deeper level. Because you're not gonna give me Iwala, then this is love.
Yes.
Because I
Nobody's gonna
always
get guns from you. No
because
one.
I always have my dad's card. You
Yes.
understand? So it's not gonna be a new thing because you send me. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
This is
Yes.
very important.
Yes, very much. So to avoid all this GBV, man, I know it's hard. But good for the gents out there, man. Hey, guys, a no is a no. Please. If she says no, it's a no. I mean, you can still go back to the gents and say, she said no. Yes, we're gonna laugh at you. which is what breaks us as men. You know, we are afraid that we're gonna go back to the gents. She said no, and then we laugh at you.
And I'm yegela.
Exactly.
And also the thing of like, especially I think most women can relate to this. I respect the man if maybe I'm Sheila and I told you like I'm not interested, and you take it like that. There's no need for you to convince me to such an extent. Now I feel guilty. Like now I have to do it because of like I told you I'm not interested. Like now this guy is up to here. This guy is like scaring me. This guy stalks me, and it's not even in a healthy way. Every time I go to work, he knows what time I'm gonna be there, and he just stands there. He doesn't say anything. He just stands there like directly looking at me, and then okay, I'm just chilling there. Then he's gonna send his friends. Yeah, that guy say he wants your numbers. I'm like, no, I cannot give out my numbers. No, like please, that guy for 30 minutes.
Call the
now
police.
I have to
this is wrong.
You understand? Because if a woman say no, there's no need to convince her, like try to change her. She said no. If she wants to give her numbers, she will give her numbers. If she wants to, she wants to. If not, guys, there's no need. So they always pressing, and now you're doing it because of conscious or maybe so or in, but it's not even genuine. So understand? So I really don't like that behavior. Like I respect someone who says, I get the message. I have to.
Still say, when you see him standing there, say hi, and you call the police, ne? and then make sure that he doesn't go. Just tell the police he's here. Then hi, and he comes running, and the police get him there with him. Say, here he is.
I wanted to tell my dad, but because my dad is another one. He's more than the police.
Your dad is Zulu.
He's not even Zulu. But he's gonna be violent.
No, but you should.
Yeah, so
tell your dad. Tell your dad.
Yeah, so that's the things that make women not to feel safe, obviously. Like how people are very, like if she doesn't want you, it's fine. Like it's honestly, trust me, it's not even personal. If she doesn't want you, or she sometimes she's not interested, or sometimes she's not even in a good space. That's the thing. You understand? But that's it. That's it from us, guys. It's been a very long chat.
It's been a very long chat. Call the police.
Yes.
Yeah, I will have
Thank
to.
you.
I will have to.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of Social Bridges. At the end of this episode, we will have numbers where you can call if you are being abused, if you need help. I think at the end of this episode, we will have a smaller picture there where you can find help. But all in all, this is Social Bridges. My name is Zusphiwe Osem, and Zana will tell you where you can find us.
You can find us here at YouTube. Please don't forget to like, to comment, to subscribe. You can also find us on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Social Bridges. See you next time, guys.
This is Social Bridges, and a no is a no, James. Po.